All rise. There you go. This is me as a barrister. This is a barrister's wig, and our next guest, Barrister Andrew Eborn, has been kind enough to bring it in. But they're made of horsehair.
Yes.
And they're about 300 quid, right?
They're not. If you go to Eden Ravenscroft, which is where you have to get them made, it's the official place, it's 699 quid.
699 quid?
But even they're giving you a quid off just to make it sound appealing. It is interesting. But it's too much to pay. See what I did there?
Oh, very good, very good. Now, English courts may drop the requirement for barristers to wear wigs. Don't forget, there was a time not so long ago when barristers had to wear wigs in any kind of legal situation they were in, be it divorce courts or whatever. Now, apart from criminal cases, wearing a wig for a barrister has been optional for some time. Now, it is only compulsory in a criminal case, but there is a move to get rid of them altogether because they say they're culturally insensitive.
Yes.
I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put it on you.
Oh, is that right?
Because you deserve to wear it, and
that's very kind. That's very kind. That's very good. There you go.
So,
I can wear it. I can wear it.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. See, let's have a look. You can't really tell the difference actually with my hair, can you? Just a bit of thing, and it just sort of looks like normal.
Look like you.
It doesn't look like me anyway, doesn't it? It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
But I mean,
yes.
Well, first of all, explain why it is that you guys and women.
I will tell you.
Why do you wear these?
Well, there's three main reasons. One is the formality of dressing up for court and doing that, and it's basically the respect for the court. But one of the principal reasons is, like any uniform, it's about anonymity. So the idea is that everybody in the eyes of the law is equal. So some barristers are more rich than others, and so on and so forth.
You have to be 700 quid.
It is 700 quid, 699, bargain. But they basically, you can't distinguish between the barristers. That's the whole idea. So it's like any uniform. It's about that sort of side. But it originally came in the 17th century, and what happened is the courts basically reflected the fashion on the streets. And it's around, actually, it's rather disappointing. It was all about syphilis, I can tell you. I thank you. Because what happened is people wanted to have these wonderful flowing locks, but syphilis made all your hair drop out.
Right.
So what they did, they started to wear wigs on the streets.
To cover up for this.
And that's what they did. And so they started in the courts. But you're right, since 2007, it's no longer compulsory other than in criminal cases.
So next time I see a barrister in court, I could say, is this for the respect of the court, or is this because you've got syphilis?
I would put the money on the syphilis. I mean, I think that's what you should, we could quids in for that one. It's going to be good.
But anyway, a lawyer called Leslie Thomas, a very fine lawyer.
I'll do the accent. I think it's a different Leslie Thomas, isn't it?
No, don't do that. So he's a barrister of colour, he's a KC of colour, and he has African hair, and he says that we have to get rid of these wigs because it's insensitive to people like him because he can't get it onto his head.
Yes.
I mean, he's got a point, hasn't he?
Oh, no, totally got a point, and that's the reason it doesn't fit on the top of the head. No, it's Leslie Phillips, I was thinking, was that sort of thing.
It's not him.
It's not him, it's the other guy. Yeah, and he's a KC, so he's a King's Counsel. And his point is that if you have certain, Afro-Caribbean hair for that sort of stuff, the wigs don't fit on. You can get special dispensation. So you don't have to wear it. Obviously, if you wear a turban, and so on and so forth, you have other headwear, then putting a wig on top is not necessarily there. The question is, does it mean that everybody has to lose it? And I think, again, if you've got to do, in criminal cases, you want anonymity. You don't want to have to sort of, I could tell it was still you in spite of your wig. But you worked on that sort of basis.
Okay. So what's the feeling among your colleagues? I mean, the call from Leslie Thomas and I think others is just, he calls it a ridiculous costume.
Yes.
You know, its time has passed. Let's get rid of it. What is the feeling among your colleagues?
I think that you can get people on both sides. Like, you want to find a one-handed lawyer, don't you? On the one hand is this, on the other is that. They will argue any case. I think the majority. So what you can do is you're pandering in this instance to the minority, and it's all about diversity and inclusion and so on and so forth. You don't want to be offensive to the minority, but I get that. But does it mean that the majority then have to stop the tradition? And I think, especially in criminal cases, my own personal view is in criminal cases, if it does add to that anonymity, apart from anything else, it's safety. If you go around the courts there, the barristers mingling amongst everybody else and so on and so forth, there wants to be some sort of degree of anonymity, and the wig helps with that.
But also, Do you think it's kind of cool wearing a wig? People.
Oh, it's totally cool.
People look up to you.
Oh, come on!
He's obviously. There you go.
I go down. Thank you. No, I go down the bingo. I got the wig on. You know, I call out for my chicken. Yeah. It's all good stuff. They love it, and the reason is it's rather like a knight putting on armour, getting ready for battle. You know, you've got that sort of sense of pride. That sort of battle ready.
I get put your costume on, ready for the war. But so I mean, going forward, wouldn't it be a plan to say if you want to wear them, you can. If you don't, you don't have to.
Absolutely, and actually, it's not compulsory. You can get dispensation. So I think that's the point. You can get dispensation. So everything in law, you work on that sort of basis. Work out what's the mischief. The mischief is already dealt with. Get that dispensation. You're covered.
And he's still wearing his wig.
I'm still.
Great to have Andrew Eborn on board, barrister, KC, giving us the truth about the wigs. Should lawyers get rid of their wigs?